For thousands of years, the Jordan River has carried water from the Sea of Galilee to the Dead Sea. All that changed with the creation of Israel in 1948. The water in the Galilee was diverted to supply a growing population and to make the deserts bloom. Jordan, Syria, and Lebanon also take water from this system. The price has been a disappearing Dead Sea and a conflict over water. All that changed with the creation of Israel in 1948. The water in the Galilee was diverted to supply a growing population and to make the deserts bloom.
After years of shrinking water levels, Israel's Sea of Galilee is inching near the black line. Only 2 centimeters away from irreversible damage, Christian organizations are sharpening their cries over the environmental issue on the biblically famous lake.
We've been speaking out about this issue for several decades, not as just another critic of Israel, but trying to just express our concern that if there's irreversible damage done to the Sea of Galilee, to the Jordan, this whole ecosystem.
The 630s were also the time of Islam's stunning initial conquests, which took over Syria, Palestine and Egypt, and even put a final nail into the coffin of Sassanid Persia. More relevant to our story is the northern advance of the Rashidun armies, which eventually stood before the mighty Caucasus Mountains chain by 640. The mountains were a formidable obstacle, but they could be surmounted by traversing one of 2 passes at Dariel or Derbent. If the Arabs succeeded in crushing the nomads to the north, they could outflank the resilient Byzantines and attack Europe from the steppe. In short, if the Khazars lost, the whole history of Europe might have been very different. On the operational scale, matters were inconclusive, but on the grand strategic scale, Islam's titanic pincer movement had been halted in the east by the Khazars and in the west by the Franks at almost the same time. This was the end of Umayyad expansionary efforts against the Khazars, and even the end of an Umayyad-ruled caliphate, as the less expansionist Abbasids took power in 750. Rather than going into more of the military and politics of the Khazars, we'll instead discuss 2 things that they are known for above all others: their religion and their trade. Unlike the vast majority of empires in Eurasia at the time, and perhaps uniquely among them, the Khazars were officially a Jewish state, having converted in roughly the year 740, though the date is a matter of scholarly debate. What was the reason for this, and how did it come to pass? At the beginning of the 8th century, the Mediterranean world was polarized primarily between Christianity and Islam, faiths which served almost as the religious arm of their respective realms, and would inevitably be used to gain political domination over the newly converted. The Khazar Empire was a powerful realm of its own, which represented a third force, and had proved itself a diplomatic and military equal to the Caliphate and the Empire, even having placed their own candidate on the Roman throne. Yet, interacting with these sophisticated civilizations had made Khazar rulers realize that their Tengriist shaman beliefs could not grant spiritual, legal and dynastic legitimacy like the great monotheistic faiths could. However, the Khazars could not accept Christianity or Islam. Accepting conversion to either superpower's religion would automatically subordinate Khazars to either the emperor or the caliph. So it seemed like the only logical choice was to, as the third major power, choose the third major religion, which did not have as many strings attached: Judaism. 20th century historian Julius Breitzkes proposed that the ancient Kievan state also inherited sophisticated customs, legal procedures, governmental frameworks, and military organization. Refugees from the crumbling Khazar Empire are controversially hypothesized by some historians to have been the source of Eastern Europe's future Ashkenazi Jewish community.